Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much. You may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, business leaders, and fellow citizens, welcome to the White House and this significant economic development summit. It's a privilege to host this gathering of esteemed individuals who are committed to driving our nation's economic future. Today, we stand at a crucial juncture where the decisions we make will shape the prosperity of our nation for generations to come. Our economy is the bedrock of our national strength and global standing. It provides the opportunities that fuel the American dream, enabling individuals to build better lives for themselves and their families. As we convene today, it is with a clear purpose to discuss innovative and 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 to implement strategies that's easy for me to say strategies that will ensure robust and inclusive economic growth. We have come a long way, but we know there's more to be done. The global landscape is rapidly evolving with technological advancements, changing trade dynamics, and environmental challenges that require us to be agile and forward thinking. Our task is to navigate these waters with a steady hand, ensuring that we not only adapt, but lead. I would like to start by acknowledging the resilience and ingenuity of the American people. Over the past few years, we have faced unprecedented challenges. The COVID 19 pandemic disrupted lives and livelihoods, bringing significant economic uncertainty. Yet, in the face of adversity, our workers and entrepreneurs and businesses have shown remarkable strength and creativity. It is this spirit that we celebrate and build upon today. One of the cornerstones of our economic strategy is a robust investment in infrastructure. Modern, efficient infrastructure is not merely a convenience, it is the backbone of a thriving economy. Our commitment is clear. We will invest in rebuilding and enhancing our roads, bridges, public transportation systems, and broadband internet. These infrastructure projects are more than just about construction. They are about they are about connectivity and opportunity. They create jobs, stimulate local economies, and ensure that all Americans, regardless of where they live, have access to the tools they need to succeed. From rural communities to urban centers, we are dedicated to bridging the gaps and fostering growth. And infrastructure is going to be one of the key things that I want to focus on going into this next term. It is important. If you go around the streets back home in Texas, uh, several of them are undergoing improvements. There's actually a bridge that crosses one of the many lakes in the Dallas area that just recently went through um, some improvements and to fix potholes and that sort of thing. And that's a crucial thing down in Texas where we have a lot of cold weather and it creates a lot of potholes. And that's not just in Texas, but it's across the country. But that's what we're going to do. One of the biggest things that we have uh, facing my hometown, and I think this is the biggest infrastructure program maybe in the history of our city, is we had this main thoroughfare going through our town. And it handles the bulk of daily traffic through our city. And it's starting to show its age, not only through the roads, but through the buildings. There is a infrastructure plan that our city is proposing to bring that road back to life. And what happens when you do that? What happens when you bring a road back to life? You bring businesses to those communities. What happens when you bring businesses to communities? You bring taxes to the communities. And again, what happens when you bring businesses to the communities? You bring jobs. So it's a win-win. Will everybody be happy with this? I don't think so. But but we have to have this infrastructure throughout not only my hometown back in Texas, but throughout the country. Why should our roads crumble? Why should our bridges fail? Because of the lack of spending. I just don't understand. But we will invest in infrastructure. That is a guarantee. Small businesses are the heart of our communities and the engine of our economy. They bring innovation, create jobs, and drive local prosperity. Our administration is committed to providing greater access to capital, reducing regulatory burdens, and offering comprehensive support to small business owners. We will streamline the process to make it easier for entrepreneurs to start and grow their businesses. We will expand access to affordable credit and financing options, ensuring that good ideas can flourish into successful enterprises. Moreover, we will provide training and mentorship programs to equip small businesses owners with the skills and knowledge they need to thrive in a competitive market. And I know that every holiday we celebrate the small businesses, but I think every single day we need to celebrate small businesses. And I try to, as much as I can, to frequent small businesses when I'm back home in Texas. I try to do that. And I think about, and it's not exactly a small business, but it started out as a dream. There's a charter school district back in Texas that a person had a dream about. She came from another country, came to the United States, and wanted to find a suitable place to educate her children, to educate her children. She couldn't find it. And finally, her mom said, "Why don't you start your own district?" She did that. And that year, well, actually, kind of backtrack on this, but when they actually submitted what's the charter school application, that year that she submitted it and they reviewed it, there were only two charter school applications that were approved, and hers was one. But it started out as a dream. And just the other night, there was graduation last Saturday night, and the graduating class was the kindergarten class of that first year. That's a dream that became reality. And I'd like to see more of that throughout our country. In the 21st century, our competitiveness on the global stage hinges on our ability to innovate and lead in technology. We must continue to invest in research and development, support STEM education, and create an environment where new ideals can flourish. From clean energy to biotechnology, from artificial intelligence to advanced manufacturing, we will foster the industries of the future. My administration will work to remove barriers to innovation, promote collaboration between public and private sectors, and ensure that America remains at the forefront of technological advancement. And it comes to this, and we talk about all these dreams, all these ideals, but what makes that possible? What makes it possible is workforce. A skilled workforce is essential for economic growth and competitiveness. We will enhance job training programs, promote apprenticeships, and ensure that our education system is aligned with the needs of the modern economy. By investing in our people, we are investing in the future. We will work closely with educational institutions, business, and labor organizations to create pathways to good paying jobs. We will support lifelong learning and continuous skill development, recognizing that the jobs of tomorrow will require adaptability and ongoing education. And it really is. That's one of the things that ties into economic development. And uh, back home, again, I know I talk about my town a whole lot, but back home in Texas, our town is engaging with local businesses to try to get those internships, those apprenticeships together. But in order to drive these high tech jobs, our city has to attract high tech businesses. And where does that go to? It goes to the first thing I talked about, infrastructure. So you see how it's all kind of tying together here. You know, and our economy does not exist in isolation. I think we found that out a lot during COVID. We will strengthen our trade relationships and seek new partnerships that benefit American businesses and workers. By promoting fair uh, and reciprocal trade, we can open new markets and create more jobs at home. We will pursue trade agreements that reflect our values and protect our interest. We will stand firm against unfair trade practices and work to ensure that American products and services can compete on a level playing field. Our commitment to international cooperation and economic diplomacy will help us navigate these complexities of the global economy. And one of the things that again, this is all coming together, but it's sustainable development. Economic growth must go hand in hand with environmental stewardship. We will pursue policies that promote sustainable and protect our natural resources for future generations. This includes transitioning to clean energy sources and supporting industries that prioritize environmental responsibility. But let me add this caveat to that. Let me add this to the end. We will not make that transition until our infrastructure is ready, and our infrastructure is not ready. When the infrastructure is ready to go and we can make that transition, we will do that, but not a day sooner. We recognize that a healthy environment is integral to a healthy economy. We will invest in renewable energy projects to promote energy efficiency and support initiatives that reduce carbon emissions. By embracing sustainability, we not only protect our planet, but also create new economic opportunities and jobs in green industries. Economic development must be inclusive, ensuring that all Americans benefit from our nation's prosperity. We will address disparities and work to create an economy that works for everyone. This means targeted support for underserved communities, efforts to close the racial wealth gap, and policies that promote economic mobility. And it really is, everyone should have a chance. Just because you come from a lower income area, underserved area, should not diminish your chances. There's this popular country song a few years ago, "Only in America," and they talk about all the different things that this couple wanted to do. They wanted to be stars, and I think one of the lines was, "Everybody gets a chance. Everybody gets a chance to dance." Well, we need to give them that chance to dance, but the only way we can do this is give everyone, regardless of economic background, everyone a chance. We will invest in affordable housing, healthcare, and education to provide a strong foundation for all citizens. We will support programs that help lift themselves out of poverty and build a better future. Our vision is an economy where everyone has a fair shot at success, regardless of their background or circumstances. And I touched on this yesterday, was the home speculators. And I'm going to touch on it a little bit here this morning. I believe in everybody's chance. Everybody has a right to make money in this country. We got a free economy. But what we don't have the right to do is take advantage of people. What we don't have the right to do is destroy cities. And that's what home speculation does. And that's why we introduced what we introduced yesterday was to tighten the regulations on that. Tighten the regulations on that, because here's the problem we have with this. And a home speculator, their key, and I'm not saying that everyone is guilty of this. I'm not at all saying that. But a lot of them, their goal is to make a buck. And you have home speculators who purchase homes in other states. For example, California. They have no idea about the city they're buying in. They have no idea about the schools. They have no idea about the population. They have no idea about what makes the city work. All they have an idea is making a buck. And then what they come and do is they come in and flip that house and make that house where it's unaffordable for the people living in that city, and it drives the cost up. It drives the cost up. We're going to stop that. We're going to stop that. We're going to put some tighter regulations in. And there will be steep penalties for breaking these regulations. You know, regional development, economic growth is not just a national endeavor. It must reach every corner of our country. We will support regional economic development initiatives that recognize the unique strengths and challenges of different areas, from the Appalachia to the Great Plains, from the Rust Belt to the Sun Belt. We will work with local leaders to tailor strategies to drive growth and create jobs. We will invest in sectors that have the potential to transform regional economies, such as advanced manufacturing technology hubs and clean energy projects by leveraging local assets and fostering collaboration. We can ensure that economic development is widespread and inclusive. You know, our future depends on education and the skills of our workforce to prepare our citizens for the jobs of tomorrow. We must ensure that our education system is responsive to the needs of the modern economy. This means investing in STEM education, vocational training, and lifelong learning opportunities. We will support initiatives that bridge the gap between education and employment, such as apprenticeships, internships, and partnerships between schools and businesses. By providing hands on experience and relevant skills, we can better prepare students for successful careers. We will also focus on adult education and retraining programs to help workers adapt to changing jobs markets. As industries evolve, so must our workforce. Continuous learning and skill development are key to maintaining our competitiveness and ensuring that all Americans can take part and benefit from economic growth. You know, access to quality health care is not just a moral imperative, it's also an economic necessity. Healthy workers are more productive and contribute more efficiently or effectively to the economy. We will work to ensure that all Americans have access to affordable, high quality health care. We will continue to support the Affordable Health Care Act and seek to expand health care coverage to more Americans. We will also address the rising costs of prescription drugs and other healthcare expenses, ensuring that families are not burdened by exorbitant medical bills. By promoting preventive care and wellness programs, we can reduce healthcare costs and improve overall health outcomes. A healthier population is a more resilient and prosperous population. You know, and I just touched on this on the part of the home speculators, but affordable housing is a critical component of economic stability and growth. We will invest in affordable housing initiatives to ensure that all Americans have access to safe and affordable homes. This includes expanding the supply of homes that are available. I am not going to say that we're going to uh, increase the number of multifamily units. What I want to do behind this housing initiative is I want to give everyone a chance at having a home. That's the American dream. That's the American dream. And by having a home, and this goes back to the speculators, having a home, you're invested in your city. You're invested in your home. You're not just renting it, but you're part of the community. And I want to see that for every American. We will work with state and local governments to address housing shortages and promote smart, sustainable economic development by creating vibrant, livable communities. We can attract businesses and workers driving economic growth. And we really can. Speculators can't. They can drive down the growth and drive up the cost of the homes. They can make it where the median home price in a market would be probably 20 or 30% higher just because of speculative buying. That's why it needs to be under control. There needs to be tight regulations on this, and we will pursue that under my administration. Efficient transportation systems are essential for economic development. We will invest in modernizing our transportation infrastructure, including highways, railways, airports, and public transit systems. These investments will reduce congestion, improve safety, and enhance connectivity. We will also support the development of new transportation technologies such as electric vehicles and high-speed rail by embracing innovation. We can create more sustainable and efficient transportation network. That means that meets the need of a growing economy. And we can do that. Again, I'm not going to stand up here today and say we're going to do it in 10 years, 20 years. There's other candidates out there who are saying we're going to do it within 20 years. And what's happened gets back to the infrastructure program in my hometown. That particular project was forecast 20 years ago to take 20 years. And now this road has not even had land broke on it. There's one sign that says the future home of. But we got to start breaking ground. Energy is a crucial or critical driver of economic growth. We will pursue policies that promote energy independence and security, enhancing a stable and reliable energy supply. This includes investing in renewable energy sources, such as solar, wind, and geothermal, as well as supporting the development of advanced energy technologies. We will also focus on energy efficiency and conservation to reduce our overall energy consumption and environmental impact. By promoting sustainable energy practices, we can create new jobs and reduce our dependence on foreign energy sources. Research and development innovation is the key to long-term economic growth. We will invest in research and development to drive technological advancements and spur economic progress. This includes supporting basic and applied research in fields such as biotechnology, nanotechnology, and artificial intelligence. We will also encourage collaboration between universities, research institutions, and private industry to accelerate the commercialization of new technologies by fostering a culture of innovation. We can maintain our competitive edge and economic drive. And I look back to the 1960s on this particular example when we were racing to land man on the moon. There was a collaboration between a university in Houston and NASA to develop the technologies needed to get to the moon. And what happened, they were able to develop the technologies, the tools, and the technologies necessary to make that happen. And it happened. As our economy becomes increasingly digital, cybersecurity is more important than ever. We will invest in cybersecurity infrastructure and promote best practices to protect our businesses, government, and citizens from cyber threats. We will also support the development of new technologies to enhance cybersecurity and promote our critical infrastructure. By staying ahead of emerging threats, we can ensure the security and resilience of our community. Agriculture is a vital part of our economy and our heritage. We will support policies that promote the growth and sustainability of our agricultural sector. This includes investing in agricultural research, supporting family farms, and promoting access to international markets. We will also focus on rural development initiatives to ensure that rural communities have the resources and infrastructure they need to thrive. This includes expanding broadband internet access, which we found out uh, during the pandemic wasn't widely available. There were parents sitting in parking lots of restaurants just so they could use the Wi-Fi so their student could do online learning. How right is that? Let's fix that. Today I've laid out a number of goals my administration would like to accomplish. And I feel that they're more than words. I feel that they are goals that we can reach. This country has done some great things in our lifetime, our country's lifetime. We landed men on the moon. We did it in 9 years. We went from nothing to landing a man on the moon in 9 years. We can accomplish these things I talked about this morning if we come together, if we stop the bickering, if we stop the fighting, if we stop all the name calling and work together. Work together, regardless of who we are and where we came from in this country. If we work together as one, there is nothing at all in our country that we can't accomplish. And I believe that everything I talked about this morning is possible if we come together as one. May God bless you. May God bless our troops. And may God bless the United States of America. Thank you all very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.